Sabbath School Unity. John and Meg are your typical suburban couple. They met while they were freshmen in Michigan. John studied business so that he could manage and take over the family trampoline factory. In the few years that John has managed the company, business has jumped past previous records, and John has celebrated many career achievements. Meg has seen equal success in her career, enjoying several promotions as well. They now live in a beautiful suburban home with a large yard and 2 economical vehicles. They have plenty of time to spend on their favorite hobbies and activities. But there's something missing in their lives. They seem content on the outside, but what they really want is something more meaningful within. Here they are, quietly at rest on a beautiful Sabbath morning, spending away their morning sleeping in. What a waste! John and Meg, why aren't you at church right now?
Church? We tried church. We really want to get out into the world to bring others to Christ and to help our community. But we haven't found that at church. And don't get us started on Sabbath school. That's even worse. It's just a large group of people sitting around, listening to some boring church member drone on and on and on. If I wanted to sleep, I could stay home and enjoy the comfort of my own bed. We figured that maybe we just needed to give it more time. But even after weeks of attending, we didn't know anyone, and they didn't care to know us. I guess Sabbath school just isn't for us.
John, your experience shows what has happened with too many adults such as yourself. Many Sabbath schools around the country are plagued with large, impersonal groups of members that don't know each other. No wonder many members don't want to come back. And adults that leave Sabbath school usually leave for good.
I can relate, but I don't think there's a solution.
Whoa there, John. As a matter of fact, all you need to keep a church healthy and active is a good dose of unity with action units.
Action units. Really? That sounds like the brainchild of a committee. No thanks.
Not so fast, John. Action units aren't a standard Sabbath school class. Many members report increased Bible study, with as much as 90 to 100% studying daily. Members also find that they feel more welcome in this caring and loving environment. They attend more regularly, and former Sabbath school members often return. Community outreach increases, and a large number of quality baptisms happen because nobody leaves members to fend for their new beliefs on their own.
Well, that sounds great. But that must be some big city church's Sabbath school. My church could never attempt that. We don't have the funds or the experience.
Oh, size doesn't matter, John. Neither does experience. When members understand that their common goal is to carry the gospel to every person, they unite and work cooperatively. This work can't be left only for the pastor to do. He would be overwhelmed. Members are the real force behind action units.
It still sounds complicated. So how do we set it up?
The action units rest on a core principle. Groups should be no larger than 6 to 8 members. This allows each person to be heard throughout the class and to get to know the others in the group. When one person is missing or can't make it, an appointed member will contact them. This way, nobody goes missing and everybody feels valued.
That has never happened at my church. They don't know when I'm gone. Sometimes I feel all they want is my tithe, but I'm perfectly fine to mail that in if it means I get a couple more hours sleep.
Oh no, John, there's so much more to action units. An appointed group leader involves everyone instead of simply preaching to them. Let's leave the preaching to the pastor.
Okay, this action unit thing seems nice and all. I guess I could talk to my pastor to help me set this up. We could organize our church Sabbath school into groups of 6 people. I would want them to be mixed so that each person meets new people. But what actually happens every time we meet? Where's the action?
First, a leader will set up visitation of members that aren't present.
Sometimes I wish people visited me.
Then, leaders dedicate 10 to 15 minutes of each lesson for total member involvement, planning for outreach.
I have really wanted our church to be more involved with the homeless that we have just a few blocks away. And I would assume that other members haven't been showing up regularly. We could give them a call and invite them back. Maybe our goal could be to have at least one returning member each week.
That's the spirit, John. Then the group discusses the Sabbath school lesson for the remaining time. Bible truths can guide to real change and positive community action.
True. There's so much to learn about Bible study, and so much information hidden in the text. With the right training and tools, I bet our group could have some dynamic studies instead of simply sharing what we feel about the text.
Exactly, John. Action units are designed to inspire that. It isn't just about reading the Bible at church. It's about making it a daily activity. Each member shares what they have learned, how they reached out to the community, and how that has succeeded or failed. As a group, they plan their outreach goals and assist and inspire each person with their relationship to God and their community. Whereas in other churches members feel left out, in the action units there's a lot more you in the unit. Action units also provide a time for members to be trained as to how they can better reach out to the community. Each group decides which activities are more successful within their community. It could be a food drive, health screenings, community cleanup, or even personal Bible studies.
I know people that could help train us as to how we can reach out to them, and others that work at the local shelter. I bet they would know exactly how we can help.
You're catching on. But remember a most important thing. Always begin with prayer. This isn't something that you should tackle alone, if you know what I mean.
This is turning out to be great. Who knew that being involved would be so much fun?
Don't forget to meet weekly with your group leaders and pastor to discuss your group's success and to receive further inspiration and support. It is also helpful to plan monthly meetings at the home of a member. These are more casual and give each person the opportunity to further get to know each other in a more comfortable environment. This is a fun time where members can grow closer and develop deeper friendships. By following these simple steps, your Sabbath school will soon become a dynamic system and center of nurture and outreach like thousands worldwide.